Good evening, everybody, and Friday evening again. Another week's whizzed past. I don't know where the weeks are whizzing to, and so welcome to everybody who's coming in now on the live, and for anybody coming in on the replay. I am recording this on Friday the 13th. Yes, Friday the 13th of July. Hi, Paul. And actually, I didn't realise it was Friday the 13th until most of the way through the day. And I don't know whether you're superstitious or not. Hi, Katrina. Don't know whether any of you are superstitious, but as I say, I didn't realise it was Friday the 13th until most of the day was over. So there you go. So I'm just going to just refresh the page so that I can see. And just now I started to put up this to go live, and instead of which I just posted a post that said, "Good evening, how was your day?" Hello, Janet. And I just put that and then posted it instead of going live. Hi, Mo. Nice to see you there. So, how was everybody's day? Let's just get rid of that one because I didn't mean to say good evening, how was your day? Yeah, let's delete that one. Okay. So, yeah, I put it, I said, good evening, how was your day? Ready for coming live, and posted it instead of going live. Never mind. That's as bad as it got today. I've had a good day. So, I like it was a long day, was it? Oh dear, you had a difficult day, have you, Mo? On a Friday I tend to have a relaxing day as often as I can, and I usually don't set the alarm on a Friday unless I've got an appointment for something. I don't set the alarm, so I wake when I wake. I don't know, did I set the alarm? I don't know if I set the alarm this morning, can't remember, but I don't usually on a Friday. And I decided I was going to amble down and have I was going to have brunch rather than breakfast and lunch. I was going to have brunch, and I was down at my lovely friendly cafe Kiva's in Ryde. So those of you who don't know Kiva's, you jolly well need to know Kiva's. It's a lovely relaxed cafe. It's quiet, it hasn't got a lot of hubbub and a lot of noise there. It's a lovely cafe next door to Iceland in Ryde. So if you don't know it, make an arrangement to meet me there. Let's have a meet up and a network over coffee. So I ended up, hi Jade, I ended up there. It was actually, yes, it was definitely lunchtime and not breakfast time. They normally close at 2 because they don't get a lot of trade up that end of the high street in the daytime. If they got more trade, they would stay open longer. Hi David. So let's see if we can get them some more trade. So this is Kiva's Cafe I'm talking about, and I had a wonderful full Monty breakfast. Except I said I have a full Monty, but I don't have a full Monty because I'm grain free. I don't have the beans because there's corn flour in the beans, and I don't have the toast. But they do compensate that for me with something else. And I put a picture up, and somebody said today, cool, that's a big, they were impressed with the size. It's very, very good value in there, and I enjoy it, and it's one of the places I can eat. Being grain free, I can get a meal that is grain free. I can have various of their meals actually to comply with my dietary requirements. And as my health is getting better and better because I've removed as much as the grain out of my diet as possible, then I'm going to try and stick with that. And I have to say, while I was in Kiva's, actually after they should have closed, they normally close at 2, but if people are coming in, if somebody comes in at 5 to 2, they don't turn them away and say, no, we're not going to serve you. They welcome them in, and they say, even if they shut the door and put the closed sign up, they say, there's no rush. We're going to be here for hours cleaning up, so please stay and whatever. So that was nice. But what I overheard today, and I was delighted to hear it. I mean, no, I wasn't so delighted to hear that the customers had bad things going on elsewhere, but was delighted to hear that Kiva's came up trumps. So this couple came in, and it was about 10 past 2, I think. 10 past, because I often stay well after the closing time and chat to them and do my knitting and whatever. And they don't mind, they're quite happy with that. And this couple came in, and the lady sat down, and the gentleman went to the counter and asked what they did that was gluten-free. And I believe the lady heard Karen say they had jacket potatoes, and then she reeled off some more things. But at that point, the lady cut off because I think that jacket potatoes is all she ever gets wherever she goes. So she said she started to feel like a jacket potato. Anyway, there were other options that that Karen could do. You know, she could take bits of this and bits of that. So she could definitely do other options to supply this lady with a gluten-free diet. And you know, I heard her then talking to them. So they were satisfied and they stayed, and that was lovely, and they had their meal. But I heard them say to her they had been to 3 other cafes in town where they walked in and people weren't interested in them. You know, they were not bothered in serving them, or they weren't able to, you know, weren't keen to help them on their dietary requirements, or whatever it was. So they had been to Kivas before, and so they knew it was okay, so they came on up there. So next time, hopefully, they'll go to Kivas first, and then they won't have all this wandering around town trying to find a good cafe. So anyway, you know, I do listen into these conversations, but you know, it's nice to know that they got satisfaction in Kivas Cafe, because obviously it's one of the ones that I support. I do like to support the independents rather than the big chains. All right, you have the same. She has dietary requirements too, does she? I mean, but to be honest, more and more of the places are starting, and if they don't, if they're not going to start catering to the dietary requirements, then they don't deserve to get the business, because, you know, that's the way of the world, and there are a lot of us who do have dietary requirements. And, you know, for me, having taken the grain out of my diet, my health has just improved vastly, and so I don't want to go back. I mean, if I have something with grain in, I don't suddenly flare up, but it's not going to, you know, do me much. I do get very Tina said to me when I you know, she said, if ever you do have things with grain in, you will feel very tired. So I try to avoid it as well. They are starting to get better, and the thing is, when you're running a business, and if you want to keep pushing forward and moving forward and getting the business, you've got to cater to the needs of the people. It's no good saying, right, we're going to serve this. You've got to serve what people want, you know, because you know, I'm a business mentor as well. I do social media, but my son and I are business mentors. We help businesses with, you know, improving their business. Just more of a business mentor than me, but I do some business mentoring, and you know, it's important, isn't it, to actually cater, you know, to the needs of the people. And you know, Karen did. She catered. She was able to give a lot of satisfaction to that couple, so that was great. And they are not a couple on holiday; they are a local couple. So hopefully now they will come to Kivas first. Anyway, I have to say I had a really lovely breakfast, very good value. My full Monty includes a pot of tea. Hi, Pauline. And so the pot of tea did me at least 2 cups of tea, including I could have coffee, but these days I prefer to have tea. So I really enjoyed that. And then I was doing a little bit of knitting. I have a knitting assignment. I'm not going to show it to you tonight, and I'll have to put a picture of it up, but I can't do it. It's a surprise for somebody, and that somebody could possibly be watching in, and I don't want to spoil that surprise. It's for something for next week. So I've got to finish it off. I have mentioned it in a broadcast before, and then I thought, oh my goodness, I don't know if the said person had watched any of my broadcasts. She doesn't, you know, it's a she, and she doesn't come into most of my broadcasts, but I don't know whether she's been in any of them, so I don't want to mention it anymore. But I will tell you later on, next week, I'll tell you, once it's arrived, I will tell you about the shenanigans, because, you know, isn't it funny that even doing a simple knitting, hi Teresa, a simple knitting assignment, I can't do it even without some shenanigans sometimes. So anyway, that's an assignment I've got to finish tonight and get it in the post tomorrow. So I will be doing that. So anyway, I was doing some of that in Kivas Cafe, and then I headed off because I wanted to go to the library. Now, Kivas Cafe is very near Ryde Library, just around the corner from Ryde Library. And those of you who were listening the other day when I had collected this, sorry, the flower arrangement's almost dead now, I'm going to have to move it. But when I collected it the other day, it had been delivered into the high street. I'd collected it from there, and I had to walk round to the library with that on Lilac Lil, my trolley, and it's a very narrow little road that go. No, the road's not narrow, but the pavement is very narrow and very bumpy. And so I had to, the other day go round to the library with that on. I should have gone to the library first and then collected the flower arrangement. I did it the wrong way around. Anyway, I got that home safely, but as you can see, it's gone over now. There are beautiful lilies in there, lovely flowers in there. And there's just at the top, whoops, there, whoa, there, those lilies at the top are still alive. But the smell was absolutely beautiful from those lilies. But as I say, it's gone over now. So I won it in a raffle last week. Hi, Anna. Anyway, so I was going back to the library again, and the reason I was going to the library again was because the other day I noticed that there was a competition. Now, some of you will know, of course, that my knitting went into competitions last week in the county show, and I was very fortunate to win 3 gold medal certificates. And one of those items can be reused this weekend. Hi, Sandy. Because I noticed that in Vernon Square, they're having an event in Vernon Square. So anybody around it in Rudd, it's like a family fun day thing. I'm not quite sure of all the details, but if you Google it, I'm sure you'll find it. So it's some sort of fun day. And I noticed that there was a competition to have a garden, to do a garden. Thank you very much, Anna. Hi, Bob. To do a garden on a 9-inch plate. Well, I have this plate now. This is not 9 inches. I have this plate. This is a wonderful buy that I got this in Poundland. This wonderful plate, because I keep making all this knitted food. I wanted, ways to display it. Actually, hang on a sec. Whoops. This also is a Poundland bargain, and these I'm buying, no expense spared for the display of my food items. And so I'd got this and this possibly for putting things on, and I measured this and thought, how big is 9 inches? Because I had a plan, you see, I had a plan. Having done knitting for last week, I had something that I thought, hey, I can probably put that into this competition without doing anything else. Hi, Billy. And so I measured this plate. Well, this plate is bigger than 9 inches, but this bit is 9 inches. And guess what? Oh, I've just found another little plate that's 9 inches. And look, hang on, I have my props here. Look. This is Mary, quite contrary. This is her, her pretty silver bells here, cockle shells here, maids all in a row. Oh no, I'm sorry about that, Teresa. I'm sorry your guinea pig died. That's sad. Anyway, this is Mary with her watering can, and that is a 9-inch plate. Look, as I said, the middle of that plate was 9 inches, and I've now found a paper plate of some of them that I got from Poundland too. And so, look, I think I'm going to sew her to her flowers so she doesn't fall over. But there you are. There's a garden on a 9-inch plate. And so I've no more extra work to do, and I have to take this down to Ryde Library tomorrow. Hi, Keith. Down to Ryde Library tomorrow, and it can go into another competition this week. So let's see whether Mary can work any magic this week. And even if she doesn't, it'll be a lot of fun for people. It's nice for people to have a look and see what people do. Good evening there. So Mary is going off again. She's going on her travels. She's going to Vernon Square at the weekend. I've got to prop her not her wheelbarrow. She hasn't got a wheelbarrow. Got to prop her watering can up so that people can see that she has a watering can there. I'll probably put a sign on it so they do, in case anybody doesn't realise it's Mary, although it's got cockle shells and silver bells, but make it obvious what it is. So that's tomorrow. I shall be going to Ryde Library. Thank you. Now I had another garden item, but this one is too big, so this one won't go on the plate. This was the ribbons are coming undone. They've been in my bag, and they got this one was an English country garden with bees and flowers and all sorts. Some of the bits have fallen off, but this one, hi Daniel, This is more than 9 inches, so I can't enter this one because the competition was a 9-inch plate with a garden on it. But not to worry, because Mary will do the trick. So she's going to be going off to the Ryde Library tomorrow, and then she'll be taken to the Vernon Square event on Sunday. Well, I hope she will. I hope they don't leave her behind, but if they do, they do. Okie dokie. So that's that will get more use out of that item, just a bit more fun. But on my travels before I got there, I went past the Barrow Boys, and for any of you who are not familiar with Ryde, the Barrow Boys is a greengrocer's stall, and I got my bargain, absolute bargain. I know they look a bit brewed, but I got 2 melons for £1. They have a stall outside where they put, hi Mia, nice to see you. The outside Barrow Boys, they put a lot of things in bowls and for £1. But there were 2 melons in a huge bowl, and I had to just check that they were £1 because it looked too good a bargain, and I thought maybe I'd misunderstood. And he said, it says, he got cross with me. He says, it says everything in the bowl's £1. And I said, yes, but I just wanted to make sure. Anyway, I don't know whether he was really irritated. He seemed a bit irritated, but, you know, I was a customer just wanting to check, didn't want to get caught out. Anyway, so I've got my bargain melons there, so I will have those later. And they're real melons, not knitted ones this time. So that's fun. So so that was sort of part of my afternoon. It doesn't matter, Teresa, whether I win or not. It's just fun to enter them, and it puts a bit more entertainment for other people to see them, you know. So it's just another thing to entertain the crowds, because you know, I'm all about inspiring, entertaining, and educating. So if I can do any of that to anybody at any time, that works. You know, mission accomplished. So anyway, I decided that having been to... Oh no, I went to Barrow Boys before I went to the library. So I went off to the library, then I went down George Street and decided to come along Cross Street. So if you're familiar with Ryde, you'll know where I was going. Now, when you get into Cross Street, you get the wonderful view that you also get in Union Street. And so those of you not familiar with Ryde, we have Union Street is one of our main shopping streets, and it's quite steep, and it goes from the middle of town right down to the Esplanade. But at the top of town you can see the hovercraft, you can see the boats going by. It's just amazing. And you can see I didn't go into the cake shop. No, not this time, Teresa. Teresa thought I was heading for the cake shop where she was the other day, and I had an appointment with somebody, and I was talking to somebody on one table. Teresa was talking with her friend on the next table, and then we ended up having a conversation about knitting and all that sort of thing, didn't we, Teresa? That was a few weeks ago, wasn't it? No, so I wasn't heading there. What I was doing, I was coming down George Street, and I was going to turn left into Cross Street. George Street goes down like this, Union Street goes down like that, Cross Street goes between the middle. But from both George Street and Union Street, you can see across to Portsmouth, and you can see the hovercrafts coming in and all that. And I love taking pictures of the hovercraft. Sometimes I video it, sometimes I live stream it, sometimes I just take a picture. So I stopped and took a picture, making sure that Lilac Lil was firmly placed against a lamppost, because if I let go of her while I was taking the picture, she would end up all the way down on the Esplanade and into the sea possibly. So I propped her and took a picture, at which I was just about to do the video, and my phone promptly died because I had not noticed that the battery was running out, and I hadn't plugged in my all-important battery pack, which I have got plugged in now. So so I had to sort of, you know, go and plug in, otherwise my phone was dying, and then I couldn't take any pictures, or I couldn't do any social media, because I do my social media management. I manage other people's accounts, and I do it wherever I am. I don't sort of sit down in the morning and say, right, I'm going to do it all like this. I do it on the run, or not on the run because I don't run, but on the move. So wherever I am, I actually went to Cobo Tea Rooms in Guernsey. Right, okay. Are you off the island at the moment then, Teresa? So, Daniel, you were in the cake shop today. Were you in the cakery, Daniel? Was it the cakery that you were? Anyway, I don't have cake in the cakery. Oh right, okay, you're off island. All right, I hope you're enjoying yourself, Teresa. Have a lovely time. I should be off island soon. Coming up, I will not be broadcasting for a few days because I am going to have some family time, but I will be broadcasting for the next few days and then I shall disappear. I might do some quick daytime live streaming, but I won't be doing my evening ones probably because I'm going to have some family time. And I've got instruction. I'm going to be taking my knitting and my knitting needles with me because my grandson wants a pirate, and out of my lovely book, one of the books I showed you, and I said to him I would knit it while I was with them. So I'm going to knit that for him. So anyway, I stopped to take this picture, and as I say, my phone totally died. So I wandered along. I wasn't going. I had thought I might go in the cakery. For a drink, but actually I didn't in the end, and they do nice ice cream in there. I didn't. I went into Whiteside. Whiteside is the shop where I get my glasses, and for any of those of you who wear glasses, it's the shop to go to. Really, really good service, excellent service, lovely people there. Adrian runs the shop, Mandy works there. I've forgotten the name of the other girl. You're going out to Dartmouth, Devon on Tuesday for the day. We'll take pictures as it's... Oh, wow! So it's Leanne's 21st birthday on Tuesday. Oh, right, that sounds fun. So that sounds like a lovely day. Well, actually, Janet, I don't know if I told you before, I'm heading your way. First of all, I'm going up to see the end of term stuff with my grandchildren, and then we are all going... on a trip. So we'll be heading your way, so maybe I'll chat to you privately about that, Janet. Anyway, yes, so I went into Whiteside because my glasses have got a bit loose. I know I wear them on the end of my nose anyway because I have to. I've sort of I need to look into the distance there, but if it's close up, if I put my glasses up here, I have to wear them on the end of my nose. I actually think I need bifocals, so we're going to see about that. Of course, Adrian doesn't do eye tests, so I should go and have my eye test somewhere else. But I will go back to Adrian. He does budget glasses through to designers, but even his designer glasses are way less expensive than most of the other places around. He's got a fantastic reputation. And I noticed this week that people were commenting on the Facebook page saying that they come across from the mainland to get their glasses. And, people do get their glasses here on the island from him. I also go to a dentist in Freshwater where people come from the mainland to go to the dentist. And it's not an NHS one. I pay to go to the dentist, but he's so fantastic that I think, it's worth paying. Somebody criticised me once and said, why did you go all the way to Freshwater to the dentist? Because it's my choice to. My teeth, my mouth, my money, so I can do what I like. But I came in for some real criticism, and actually, the thing is, he's really good. He checks for mouth cancer every time, which a lot of the dentists don't do. It's a 2-minute test, and they don't do it. He does it. He lectures on mouth cancer. He's very famous in the dentistry world. Hi, Nathan. Very famous in the dentistry world, and people do come just to go to the dentist. So they run a service where his wife goes and picks them up at the ferry, brings them to the dentist, takes them back to the ferry afterwards. So, we have some really great people on the island, and people will come to the island just for those services. So I'm always very proud of those businesses and proud to share that information too. But anyway, Adrian wasn't there today. He was having a day off. He'd gone to Goodwood. So I should go and get my glasses tighter. The screws have just gone a little bit loose. And so I should go and get them tightened up Monday or Tuesday. But I do need to get my eyes tested, and I think I probably do need some new glasses. But I don't have any worry about a huge glasses bill because I know that I can get a really, really good deal in Adrian's shop. And they're just so nice and friendly there, and great reputation. So I wouldn't be going to that other place. Should have gone to. I'm not going to mention the other place. Whiteside's the place to go. So if you're on the island and you wear glasses, or if you're near the island and you wear glasses, Go and see Adrian and Mandy, and I've forgotten the other lady. There's another lady that works in there and I've forgotten her name, but they're all lovely people. So so there we go. So I didn't go into the cakery. I didn't have cake. I didn't have ice cream. I then had to pop down to Union Street. I have a prescription. You know, up until I was 60, I was one of these really healthy people, never anything wrong. Hi, Cheryl. And then I hit 60 and I started suddenly needing thyroid pills and blood pressure pills and that. I mean, I didn't even know I needed them. I had some test and they told me I needed them. Never felt any symptoms or anything. But anyway, so I take those on a regular basis. And I just noticed last night that I was nearly out. And of course I'm going away, so I thought better go and get some. Got my prescription. Then I decided to pop down and pop into number 66, which is the gift shop. Hi Ian, down Union Street, one of my other lovely places I go. And it's not a cafe, it's a gift shop, but they do serve coffee in there, and they always offer me a cup of tea when I go in there. And so I go in there and have a chat. I wasn't even really much of a customer today. Sometimes I buy all those lovely little books that I read to you. These sort of little books that I read to you. Most of those come from in there. So I do you know, I'm a good customer in there. But today it was just a cup of tea, and I was returning the cupcake stand that they lent me to put my knitted cupcakes on for the county show. Yeah, this is number 66. They do coffee in. You can have coffee in there, but actually they made me a cup of tea. Yes, they got a little. They got a little desk. They got a high up, like a little counter. Right at the front of the shop. It's a big gift shop, but there's 2 chairs there, and you can stop there and have a drink. And they were the ones who gave me this. It was a stand. They had things hanging on it in the shop. They didn't need it anymore. This watering can. That's what I'm trying to say. And so I took this to show them what I'd done with it. Because they'd given it to me. I said, but I was also returning the cupcake stand as well. So I gave them the cupcake stand, and we had some good chat and banter. If you want any gifts, fantastic place to go there. Oh, the cakery has lovely gifts in as well. Not only is it a cake shop, but it has wonderful gifts around, and it's got Alice in Wonderland on the wall and things like that. And then if you, it's wonderful, isn't it, Teresa? And back in the cakery, so we're back in Cross Street for a minute. They got a huge strawberry in the window. I mean, it will set you back a bit, but it's beautiful for a really special gift for somebody who likes that sort of thing. They have a whole range of priced goods in there, but I sit there when I am in the cakery and I just look at all the lovely things on the walls. It's just wonderful. And again, great customer service in there. Great customer service in number 66. 66. Hi, Leanne. Night, Janet. Night, Janet. Hello, Leanne. That's mother and daughter there. You're playing box and cocks, are you? Anyway, yes. So it's number 66, run by twin sisters, but they never. If they were identical twins, I might think there was only one of them, because they're never both there at the same time. But they're not identical, so you know that one is Sue and one is Jane. But they are so lovely. They've been there running the shop nearly a year now, just coming up for a year next month, and they are just so friendly. And it's one of those shops that doesn't shut at silly times. Some of the shops I walked down Union Street and it wasn't even, I think it wasn't even yet 4:30, and several shops were already closed. And I thought, my goodness, if you don't want any business, that's the way not to get any business. I mean, there's one shop down there now that it's never open when I go past, or at least one. There's more than one shop, and I think, don't you really want any business? Because the way to get business is actually to open your shop. Show you're open. But anyway, by the by, if they don't want it, I'll go and take my business where they do want it. you know, it's nice to see that there are people in the town. And it's obviously for our visitors, if they come up the street, they want to be able to go in the shops. And I know on a Sunday, number 66 is open on a Sunday, but there's a lot of shops that don't open on a Sunday, and you know, the tourists do want places to go and shop. So anyway, there we go. That's my little comments on that. So anyway, let's just have a look. Oh yes, so what else did I have to say? I know, while I was in 66, I picked up a copy of The Islander, which is a New Ireland magazine. And when I got home tonight, I was having a look, and I am one who buys the County Press. Right, yeah. County Press is the newspaper for the Isle of Wight, but recently it was bought out by a big mainland company, and there are some people who don't like that. I'm not sure that I do, because I think it's changed already. Instead of being the newspaper it was, it's now more full of adverts and things, and I don't want to buy a paper full of adverts. I want more news than I want adverts. Anyway, I do buy it because I look in it to find out when some of the events are, because not everybody advertises their events on social media, and if I want to go and live stream some of these events, I need to know when they are. Sometimes I read in the paper that they've happened and I didn't know about them, but so, you know, it does give me a flavour of what's going on. Anyway, so I was looking in the reading, having a quick browse of The Islander. And there is a new newspaper coming for the Isle of Wight, the Isle of Wight Observer. Look, here we are, there's a page all about it. And it says, Isle of Wight Observer, exciting news for the island. There's some great news for islanders this summer with the launch of, on Friday, August the 10th, of an exciting new weekly newspaper titled the Isle of Wight Observer. This all-new publication will be distributed free of charge right across the island. And it's somebody called, the news editor of the paper is Joe Byrne, explained, since the island's only local newspaper was sold to a mainland company, many islanders have said that the island needs its own truly local paper, owned, produced, managed and staffed by people who live full-time on the island. We will be filling that niche. We will positively promote the island at every opportunity and always report the news in a fair and balanced way. It has changed a lot. That's right. You're right, Teresa. And you know, soon after the News Quest people took it over, I opened it up and it was almost all adverts. You know, there was a tiny little bit of news there, and most of all round there was adverts. You know, and it was a tiny little bit of news in the middle. And I sort of thought, I'm not going to buy this anymore. But actually, it hasn't been quite so like that for the last few weeks. I did buy it. I did buy it. Go back to buying it because there are some interesting things in there that I, you know, and I watch out. I watch out for new businesses and things like that as well. That sort of thing. So anyway, so I shall be keeping my eye open. There is a website already, and I've been on it to have a look. So it's iwobserver.co.uk. Let's put that. Let's give you the link. Whoa, iwobserver.co.uk. There we go. Is that right? Yes, I think so. Oh, has it made a link? It hasn't made it into a proper link. Oh yes it has. Yes it has. There we go. So, sorry, it was a bit slow there. So, that's it. So that was in there. And yeah, that's it. So it's going to be delivered to over 250 outlets across the Isle of Wight every Friday, and it says we'll be the island's only locally owned and run free weekly paper. So we'll see how we get on with that one. So that was that. What else did I have to say? Oh yes, my Lilac Lils had a bit of a makeover. Because while I was going down Union Street, I stopped by in Hurst, because Lilac Lil, on her handle, she had some foam, because the handle is metal, and of course it rubs on your hands. So to protect your hands, there was some foam, but the foam got some big holes in it. And so I thought, right, I could get on to Scholle, who are the makers of the trolley. The trolley is a designer trolley, bought for me by somebody else. I didn't buy it myself. I was treated to it. And where I'd been putting my hand, this was all joined up. So where I'd been putting my hands, it had got holes in it. And it was starting to rub on my hands, you see. So I thought, if I go to Scholle and get that replaced, it's going to cost, because it's a designer trolley, it's going to cost, hi Gigi, oh, long time no speak, hello. Gigi and I go back a long way in our past. We knew each other, but the internet's a wonderful thing, and it's brought us together again on Facebook. So anyway, so this was covering the handle of my Lilac Lil, my shopping trolley, my shopping trolley. And so rather than spend some vast fortune going sending off to get a new piece of, it's just foam. It's foam. I wasn't terribly, whoops, oh, hang on a minute, we're losing the battery power. Oh no, hang on, let's see wait a minute folks, I've got to plug in because I'm going to lose you. Let me just plug you in. Oh, I thought I was plugged into my battery pack, but let's plug into the actual power source. There we go. Hopefully I won't lose you now. If I disappear, it's because it didn't charge. But hopefully it will charge now. So anyway, I decided I didn't want to pay a vast fortune for a designer piece of foam. So I tried Hearst first. And those of you, that's the advertising for Hearst. Hearst is a wonderful old-fashioned shop. It's a hardware store, and it's got a counter at the back, and where you get all the your nails and screws and all that sort of thing, and then it's got a counter at the front, and you know, there's all kitchenware and all sorts of things in it. A real old-fashioned hardware store. And there's a counter in the middle as well. So I went to the middle counter and said to the gentleman there, I'm looking for foam, you know, like the tube pipe, tubing for pipes. That's what I'm trying to say. And he said, oh, you need to go to the back counter. So I went round to the back counter, and you know, we had a little chat, and the gentleman produced this. Now, the metal on my Lilac Lil is actually narrower than that, but I thought, well, you know, I'm going to give it a try. Let's see, because this is the spare piece. When I got it, I said to the gentleman, I said, oh, how do you cut that? And the gentleman said, oh, you need you could cut it with scissors, or I said, I tell you what, could you measure it and cut it for me the right length? So he cut it for me the right length, and this was a spare piece. So I didn't want to throw that away, because this will come in for something. This might come in for propping up some of my knitting or something. Hi, Maxine. It will come in for something on my craft side. So I didn't want to, get rid of it. So this, plus the other bit that was longer, and it's bent round now on my Lilac Lil's handle. It's got all round, and it was lovely to walk home tonight without rubbing my hands on the metal, because what I did, I got it from the shop, went down on the seafront, and actually took off the old bit and put on the new. So there we go. So I fixed it, and it was the princely sum of 91 pence. Whereas I know this would have cost me a new piece. All right, that's brown and that's grey. But of course I knit, don't I? So if I want to, I could make a cosy to go over the handle of my Lilac Lil, which I might do one day. I might make some sort of purple wrap to go round this bit. But you know, so I will. As I say, I kept this bit. This was a bit I didn't need. The other bit's on Lilac Lil, but if I use this for something, I will let you know what it turned into. It is lagging for pipes, you know. That's what it's for. But you know, we had a bit of a break. I think somebody else might have mentioned that it was that would be good for repairing Lilac Lil. Anyway, so Lilac Lil now has a lovely new handle, or a handle protector, should I say? So there we go. So my hands are not going to get sore on there anymore. So the other thing, one other thing that I want to do, those of you living on I'm appealing now to those of you living on the island. I think it's Tesco's. Yes, Tesco's. Tesco's are doing a bit of a poll at the moment, and if you shop in Tesco's, if the cashiers remember, they give you a token when you've finished, because there's a voting process going on as to which they're going to choose as their next charity. And they've got 3 different charities, and I don't know what the other 2 are, but I know that Bodster is one of them. And of course, don't forget, Bodster is the charity that was getting you all to vote for to win the 50,000 lottery money, which lots of you did vote for, and they did win the lottery money, the 50,000. And they have now ordered their new horse box and the other. Sorry, we lost connection there. Maybe a bit of bad connectivity going on tonight. I know we lost it last night. Usually we don't have a problem, but anyway. So I noticed that Joe Boddington was posting on social media. So please, if you do shop in Tesco's, make sure they give you a token, and then if you are happy to, please pop it in the slot that's for the voting for Bodster, because they can, they're doing such fantastic work out at Bodster. They work with ponies and people with dementia, and they are having some amazing results, and it's reducing people to tears seeing the marvellous work of these people with dementia. How lovely the situation is when they get with these ponies. And Joe and Giles Boddington are very, very dedicated to their work, so it would be really great if they become the Tesco's chosen charity this coming year. So I'm appealing to you to do that if you're a Tesco's shopper. And as I say, don't forget to ask for a token at the cash desk, because they're not very good at remembering to give them out. So so hopefully you will get that. So anyway, there we go. And on my desk, football's coming home. I believe it's not coming home. I'm not a football supporter, but I did hear on the grapevine that actually, it's not coming home. But on my desk, I do have a football, and this is one. Nathan has asked me to make 10 of these and 10 of the sunflowers for a charity event he's running in aid of the hospice later in the year. So I will be getting on with some of these footballs now, and some more sunflowers. And then yesterday, somebody else in the broadcast last night asked me to make some more sunflowers for August. So I have my pink book. I got my pink book here, my pink shiny book that I got from the Works. And the Works, it goes on about how wonderful all their books are. And they've got loads of books with lots of lovely, all notebooks with, that you can write in. But they've got so many different designs, but they haven't got one for knitting. And so I said, you say you've got all these wonderful designs, but where's the knitting one? So instead I chose a unicorn and a pink. It says Dream Big and Pink Sparkly. So in here is the list of my knitting things, and somebody wants a frog, and somebody wants 12 sunflowers, and Nathan wants 10 sunflowers, and the crazy sorry, hang on, you were there, sorry, where were you? I forgot what I said. Oh dear, how terrible. The crazy other Lynn B. I met another Lynn B yesterday, Lynn Bell, who runs the barbershop, Christopher Paul's barbershop in Pyle Street. I met her yesterday when we were doing the fundraiser for breast cancer. Oh, sorry, the Works. That's right. Yes, you were. Of course you were, Teresa. I say these things and then I forget what I say. I'm glad you're prompting me. Yes, I met you in the Works, didn't I, the other day? I met you in the Works. I met you in the cake shop. I wonder where we'll bump into each other next. Who knows? Anyway, so Lynn Bell, the other crazy Lynn B. Hi, Juliet. She's asked me to knit a barber's pole, some scissors, and some razors to do, for her business. So that's interesting. I've got to look and see. I don't think the barber's pole will be too difficult. I've got to see if I can find a pattern for scissors and a razor. Do you still need the wheelbarrow? Yes, Nathan, I do. Please need a wheelbarrow. I will need a wheelbarrow for the end of August, the beginning of September. And the reason for that, Nathan's asking me why I need, if I still need a wheelbarrow. Again, on the knitting front, the Ride Carnival, and it didn't have to be knitting. They want people to enter into the carnival with a wheelbarrow, with a garden in a wheelbarrow. Now, I thought, well, it didn't say it had to be real flowers, so I think we will do a garden of knitted flowers in a wheelbarrow. So that's why Nathan's asking me if I still want the wheelbarrow. Yes, please, Nathan. I would need to see it in advance so that I know how how big it's going to be and how much stuff I will have to knit to go in it. So if at some stage I could get to see it before then, and then I'll let you know. I don't know if it's the main ride carnival, so I think it's either right at the end of August or it's the beginning of September. So Nathan, I'll let you know on that one. But yes, so in this book also I've got ponies. I've got about 13 or 14 ponies to make. I've got 10 sheep to make. My grandson wants a pirate. I'm going to do that when I'm with him so he can see me making that. And my grandson is starting big school in September, so I'm going to make him a little knitted schoolboy in his own school uniform, because I thought he'd rather like that too. So those are just some of the things. Oh, and I said a frog, I think, didn't I? So those are just some of the things I've been chatting. Well, I think I've got to make sure I get them all written down, because if you've asked me for anything, make sure I've got it in my book. Because so that poodles, you want a poodle? Is it one, Nathan? Okay, I'm putting it down now, Nathan. Look, I'm writing it in the book. Nathan, poodle. Right, okay. Oh, and somebody wanted a French, I must write this down because it's just reminded me, a French bulldog, and a chihuahua. So I've got some dogs to do. And I've forgotten chihuahua. And that's for Laura. Laura's given me an order for a few. She wants a robin. She wants a cupcake. Her cupcake's done. And I think she wanted something else. Right, okay. So there we go. So if anybody else wants anything, you better get it in the book. If it's not in the book, I won't remember it exists. And don't forget, all this stuff is for charity. Lots of fun, lots of enjoyment. It's I think everybody's enjoying seeing the different things. I'm enjoying doing it. People are enjoying raising money for charity, so that's really good. So and just coming up to sort of the end of the broadcast. Let's see. I haven't even looked at the page today. What's in Butterfly Whispers? Let's see what's in here for Friday the 13th. And as I say, I didn't even realise it was Friday the 13th until almost the end of the day. So let's have a look and see what it says here. Right, okay. Think about your very best friend or someone you love dearly, a child, a partner or a parent. Think about how much fun you have with that person, how he or she makes you laugh, the conversations you have. Think about how if this person needed you, you'd be there, and how you would do anything in your power to protect the person from any harm. You so enjoy being around the individual, just thinking about him or her makes you smile. Think how lucky you are to have someone like this in your life. Can you see the person's face? Now imagine your face there. Your very best friend should be you. Before anyone else is kind to you, be kind to yourself. Before someone makes you laugh, learn to laugh at yourself. Learn to treat yourself well. Be your own very best friend. And it's something that I've sort of learned over the years. I do learn to laugh at myself a lot, but I like to laugh with people now as well. And yesterday we were having the other crazy Lynn B. I don't think she's in the broadcast tonight, but the other crazy Lynn B and I, well, we were having some, I mean, we have having a hilarity with other people as well, but, you know, I just think I've met my match with her. That, you know, two Lynn B's as crazy as each other, can you imagine? No, don't even answer that one. So anyway, that's the lovely Butterfly Whispers, and let's just finish off with a couple of things out of, and again I haven't even looked up anything in these, although they've got stickers on. That's from last time. So let's look on the bright side. Always look on the bright side. It says, for myself, I am an optimist. It does not seem to be much use being anything else. And that's a Winston Churchill quote. And on the back of the book, it says, brimming with witty and upbeat quotes. This little book is perfect for life's naturally sunny souls, as well as those who could use a little something to make them smile. Night, Teresa. So it says, if you give people a chance, they shine. And that's a Billy Connolly quote. And this is a Beverly Solomon quote: "When life looks like it's falling apart, it may be just falling into place." And oh, this is one of my favourites. This is an anonymous. They don't know who wrote this one. "Mighty oaks from little acorns grow," and that's so true. You know, you've got to do things a bit at a time. You can't suddenly have you can't sort of plant an acorn and suddenly have an oak tree. It needs nurturing. And this is another one I love. "Laugh and the world laughs with you." I think they say cry and you cry alone, don't they? I think that's the rest of that one. But that was Ella Wheeler Wilcox. And this one is Paulo, oh, it's a surname I can't pronounce, but never mind. "Nothing in the world is ever completely wrong. Even a stopped clock is right twice a day." Hi, Darren. And "Those who wish to sing always find a song." That's a Swedish proverb. This one is good. "Life is like photography. We develop from the negatives, you know. But my advice too is stay away from negative people. I hate being around people who ooze negativity, because all it does is bring you down, suck you down. So I give those people a wide berth. I try and cheer them up, try and make them positive. But if they are determined to be negative and determined to ooze negativity, then I give them a very wide berth. So that was out of that one. And out of my little smile book, let's find something out of Smile Book. And this one, "All people smile in the same language." And maybe another little one here, let's see. "Learn to greet your friends with a smile. They carry too many frowns in their own hearts to be bothered with yours." And when a person is too tired to give you a smile, give them one of yours. Okay, so there we go. So that's I think I've gone through. I have all the props that I'm going to use in my broadcast at the side. I've got a little table here with all those. I think I've used all my props. Sometimes I write notes, sometimes I don't. I was going to write some notes tonight, and then my son did a broadcast just before I did, and he invited me into his broadcast, so I didn't have time to stop and do the notes. So I just put the props there, and you know, just went from the props. So hopefully you will have a wonderful weekend. I did see on my daughter's Facebook page earlier, she put, "What's this funny stuff falling out of the sky?" So I have a feeling it must be raining in London, but I've no sign of rain here. It felt, I mean, I can't see because I have over behind me I have a French door there, but this way I've got dormer windows, and unless I hear the rain on them, I can't tell if it's raining. So I don't know. It felt like it wanted to rain when I popped out the front door, but I don't know. Anybody know if it's any rain? I think we could do with a good rain shower, but I don't know what's happening. I never listen to the forecast because half the time they're wrong. I just see what happens. I go out with a with a cardigan and one of those plastic ponchos, the emergency ponchos. So if I do get caught in the rain, I just pop that on and whatever. I don't bother with an umbrella because I haven't got a way of fixing it onto Lilac Lil. And if I'm holding an umbrella, maybe holding my phone, I can't push that as well. But there you go. First world problems, but never mind. We're not going to worry about first world problems. We're going to, have a wonderful weekend. I'm probably going to have a pootly day tomorrow. I haven't decided really, but I think I'm going to pootle and do some things at home. I'm having a lovely day out. Friends are taking me out on Sunday. I know I can't stay at home tomorrow all the time because I've got to go and post the item that I've got to finish knitting now. So I'm going to post that. Which I will reveal to you later because in case the person's in the broadcast who it's going to, and then I've got to take Mary and the garden on the plate. I've got to take that round to the library to enter in for the Vernon Square event, and then I think probably I should spend the rest of the time at home. But I could change my plan because I can, and so I don't always stick with the first plan A. So not to worry. Anyway, thank you all for coming in the broadcast. I very much value you being here and joining me and listening to my shenanigans and some of you joining in with me as well. Lots of fun, lots of laughter. Long may it continue. And so I will see you all in another broadcast very soon. In the meantime, enjoy a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.